up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So we got another episode this week in Warframe. We're going to go the entire weekly reset, basically what to expect as a Warframe player this week. And finally we got something going on because it is the end of August. We got Caliban Prime Access on Tuesday, and that's like honestly our first hot fix of the entire month. We got a big dev stream at the end of September. But yeah, after Caliban Prime Access on Tuesday, don't expect a whole lot. So first things first, if you enjoy these types of videos, make sure to sub the channel with daily Warframe video uploads. We're also live on stream right now with some Omniforma bundle giveaways. So first things first, for the weekly reset, we got some extra Kuva over here for steel lessons at Teshin. 55 steel lessons for 50k Kuva. Technically a better rate than if you were to buy it 10k at a time. Additionally, we have a new resurgence starting on Thursday, which will be Chroma and Zephyr. But yeah, guys, expect big coverage on Caliban Prime Access patch on Tuesday. There will be new Tenogen. There will be Riven disposition changes, so like probably a buff to some Coda weapons. Caliban Prime Access itself has a new sniper that is going to cause chain lightning, and also his scythe, the Venato, is being primed as well. Don't expect the Venato to be too exciting, but maybe it'll be a nice stat upgrade. So that all happens on Tuesday at 11 a.m. ET. Hopefully you've been prepping your rep and relics and stuff in the background. We go to the Dorma Zone. If you grinded a bunch of the 8 Claw event, you got some ribbons you can grab. You got a Companion Ribbon for 20 Pathos, a Melee Ribbon for 15 Pathos, and then Rifle Ribbon for 15 Pathos. Now, somebody pointed this out to me last week, and shout out to whoever that was, saying, hey, Gaz, why you tell people to use Pathos clamps on ribbons? I don't know what's been happening, but these ribbons are like 3 plat, like not revealed. So if you want to not use your Pathos clamps on things that cost like 5 to 10 plat, if that, maybe only grab the Companion Ribbon. That being said, not everyone does trading in Warframe, so if you want to grab these for Pathos clamps, it's going to be hopefully something relatively decent. The Companion Ribbons are a great thing to grab over here. But yeah, for some reason, Veiled Ribbons are really, really cheap. Like I remember when Shotgun Ribbons used to be like 50 plat Veiled. Now we're looking at like literally 3 plat Veiled, so pretty big downgrade on the price. Either way, I thought I'd mention that to you guys in case you are not paying attention to that stuff like I wasn't. So, we got to the calendar over here. We got some great... What? The calendar's broken? Drippy couldn't find that calendar. Okay, you know, we're going to come back to this calendar in a second. I have never seen that happen before. But yeah, that's supposed to be the weekly loot spot, like basically an extra Nightwave track. Drippy could not find the calendar, though. So let's go ahead and move over to the... Elite Tempo Archon media. I made a video on this last week. How to unlock this mission. A great place to get Archon Tau Shards on a weekly basis. Also, one of the only places to get Arcane Hotshot. One of the most rare arcanes in the whole game. Okay, for your mission types, you got these missions as follows. Legasite Harvest is the first mission, basically capture. Defense is the second mission, stage defense. And the final mission is the tank boss fight, the Fervon tank. As far as your modifiers for these missions, they are as follows. For the capture mission, Legasite Harvest, you're going to have to deal with 2 Legasites with mitosis. Each one is going to have 2 of them, or sorry, 2 Legasites one each round, and our twice is many captures needed to succeed. So basically, 6 Legasites need to be captured to beat this mission. Myopic Munitions is the next modifier. Enemies only take damage within 15 meters of a player. And also Entanglement. Allies near a dead enemy will be massively slowed down. Next, Defense. We've got the modifiers as follows. Noise suppression. Drones fly above the defense objective, spraying them with the Fervon gas. So just basically destroy the balloons flying above the objective. Next, Scaldra Speedrun. All enemies are replaced with Scaldra and move much faster. Hopefully makes the mission go a little bit quicker. And the last one, Competitive Streak. Uh-oh. This might be a problem here. Random negative penalties from Amir's face-off mode will be displayed throughout the mission. So this can be a variety of awful things, like abilities getting cooldowns for some reason, or energy orbs stop working, or even other terrible things like AoE spots on the ground that just damage you a lot, like instantly. So if careful about these modifiers, they can be very, very troll. Hopefully there's not any like soft locks with this stuff. And for the last mission modifier, the tank boss fight, we've got reinforcements will be called in, which means there'll be more enemies spawning. First Scaldra, then Tekra in the final fight. And also Bold Venture. Enemies deal less damage and take increased damage, but also have increased movement, attack speed, and fire rate. That might be a little bit dangerous for that tank. And the last one, Heavy Warfare. Enemies take 95% less damage from non-heavy Arcwing guns. Enemies will drop ammo packs to reduce the heavy Arcwing gun cooldown by 5 seconds. So, I would recommend you bring the Kuva Grattler here, the Mazelon, or some other good Arcwing gun, because this will be one of your main DPS sources in this final mission. I have found that you don't really need to actually use the heavy Archwing guns the whole time, but yeah, that's going to be more depending on your loadout. Like if you have Temple, for example, you could probably get away with using Temple's flamethrower for this. But if you got like not the best guns, like some of these other things, it might not be the best situation to have 95% reduced damage. For your personal modifiers here, you can turn these on or off for more points. You got undersupply as the first one. Ammo reduced by all weapons by 75%. So that is probably going to work on your Archwing gun too, so a lot less Archwing gun ammo in that final fight. Abbreviated abilities. Reduced duration of abilities by 50%. That's pretty rough. Fractured armor. Each personal modifier grants one research... Or, I guess reading the wrong thing. Casting ability gives reduced armor by 10%. And the last one, hypersensitive. Duration of negative procs tripled. So, yeah. There might be a little bit of a problem on the second one with those face-off modifiers against Temple, but we'll see about that. Good luck on that, Elite Temple Archimedia. Now, so the calendar was broken when I went over there. Let's see if the calendar's fixed. Looks like some people are reporting the calendar is broken for everybody. I have not relogged yet, but yeah, it seems like it might be broken calendar. But we'll see what fixes it. Anything's going to fix it. So let's see. Drippy couldn't find it. Let's see if Drippy can find it after I went and talked about the ETA. Okay, Drippy cannot find the calendar, so it might be a little bit of a problem on that one. Either way, we have another Elite Weekly on the way here with the Elite Deep Archimedia. Yeah, I'll report it if anything gets fixed with that. It might be something that DE needs to actually get a hold. We need to get a hold of DE for that one. Reminder, it is Sunday night at 8 p.m., so I doubt DE is actually, setbacks. They're working on a new update. They're probably or sleeping or about to go to sleep. They don't really got time to fix this on a Sunday night. Maybe they do though. All right, moving on to the Elite Deep Archimedia, another great spot for Tau Shards. We got the missions as follows: Survival, Mirror Defense, and Disruption. So a pretty long Elite Deep Archimedia this week. For your mission modifiers, you got Hostile Support on the first mission. Life Support system is disabled. Necromechs spawn every 90 seconds, dropping life support modules when killed. So you got to kill mechs to survive. Hopefully you got some decent luck for killing some mechs. Like the Kuba Heck could be decent. Bolster Belligerent's the next modifier. All enemies have Overguard. And the last one, Post-Mortal Surges. Slain enemies explode in void energy. So, Overguard everywhere, explosions everywhere, and you have to kill mechs pretty regularly. Pretty fun survival mission. Next, Mirror Defense. We got Vampire Limitus on this one. And these are basically vampire ghosts that will chase you down and kill you pretty quick. So, they'll drain your energy and your health. Hope you got someone like Dante to give you a bunch of Overguard so you don't have to deal with that. Glyph Inflation also available, or actually also active. The security system requires twice as many Vastine glyphs to activate, so 100 glyphs to activate the defenses. And also Bold Venture here again. Enemies deal less damage and take more damage, but also have increased attack speed and movement and fire rate. For the last mission, you got Disruption, with the modifiers as follows: Unified Purpose. Enemies can target and destroy the conduits. This means that the Disruption became a mini mobile defense. So you got to defend the objective from the enemies. Keep in mind that it's only alive for a few seconds if you kill the Demolist instantly, so yeah. Maybe focus on the Demolist first, and then if you're having problems, then start treating it like a mobile defense. Next, Entanglement. Allies within 4 meters, they slightly have reduced parkour and movement speed. And the last one, Explosive Potential. Rupturing Fragments replace Shuffling Fragments. So this is a dangerous combo. Explosive Potential and Unified Purpose. Do not kill any armed enemies near the conduit, or they will pretty much instantly kill it, okay? Because they can destroy the conduits, the explosive potential is going to be like 5,000 damage explosion. Keep that thing clear of enemies, basically. For your personal modifiers, you got Frame Curse Syndrome. Activating ability will deal 50 damage to you. Dull Blades, reduced combo chance. Gear Embargo means no gear items allowed, including on call. And Abbreviated ability gives you reduced duration. So yeah, this might be a little bit of a dangerous one for pub squads. I think both these are going to be dangerous for pub squads this week, so good luck with that one, guys. For your guaranteed Archon Shard, bird free if you have rank 5, get a yellow Archon Shard this week, giving things like casting speed and parkour velocity. I'm getting some more reports that everybody's calendar is broken and relogging didn't fix it. So we might need to get word from DE at some point. Again, it might not get fixed tonight, but yeah, it looks like the calendar is broken right now. It's about 10 minutes after reset, so yeah, we'll see if DE can fix that before end of the night. Either way, Caliban on Tuesday. Moving on to the Nightwave. Actually, let's do the Nightwave last, because I actually have something to say about the Nightwave here. Let's move on to the Incarnon. So we got the Viri stuff. Got some pretty decent stuff in the circuit, but as far as the frames, we got Excalibur, Trinity, and Ember, all normal version. As far as their helmet abilities, Excalibur's helmet ability is Radial Blind and AoE Blind. Trinity's helmet is Well of Life, which makes enemies invulnerable and you just shoot them infinitely, basically. It's actually a pretty good helmet. And Ember's helmet is Fire Blast, AoE, Fire Proc, and Armor Strip. As far as where they come from, Ember comes from Sargus Ruck boss fight on Saturn, very easy to farm. Trinity comes from the Ambulus boss fight on Pluto, very annoying to farm, so probably go for her. And Excalibur comes from, I believe, the Lech Krill boss fight on either Mars or Ceres, one of those two. So yeah, they're all easy to farm besides Trin, so go for Trin here if you want to get the guaranteed Trinity normal. Her helmet is pretty good too. Moving on to the Incarnons here, we got some actually really good Incarnons and some really not great Incarnons this week, with some of the best guns and melees in the game. If you watch my Incarnon tier list, you might notice the Burst-in Prime is on here, and also the Nami Solo Prime. But we're going to cover what all these do in case you're interested to see every Incarnon like basically explained to you. Alright, so we got the Akin Brut Incarnon. As far as what this one does, it is going to be a sword and shield. It's actually the only sword and shield Incarnon in the whole game. And what this thing does, once you go to Incarnon form with a 6x combo multiplier, you can launch spectral axes during aerial and slide attacks. These are like basically mini Exodia Contagions. They can do good damage, but again, you're using a sword and shield weapon. This is not viewed as meta at all, and some of the Incarnon perks are not that great either. So we got Absolute Valor giving more crit chance, probably gonna be your best bet. Some of the other perks on here are just kind of underwhelming, like pause the combo timer while holstered, and ammo heavy attack efficiency when you have enough armor. So not the best. I mean, you get some combo chance while blocking, but again, you're blocking, you're not killing enemies. So one of the lowest tier Incarnons in the whole game. I'd say definitely pass on this at the very least, like for at least this week. Next, the Soma Incarnon. It's decent, but the problem is it has one of the best guns in the game as competition this week. But the Soma Prime Incarnon, Soma Normal Incarnon, what do these do? Well, this thing is usually a full auto rifle, but once you get some headshots, you go to Incarnon form, it becomes a full auto slash shotgun, basically. Gains increased status chance and multi-shot while slowing fire rate. So your fire rate goes down, also your crit chance goes down, sadly. But yeah, this thing actually gets a bunch of increased stats in that form. They actually buffed it compared to when it first came out, because it was so bad at launch. But yeah, it can one-shot level 10,000s if that's good enough for you. Just generic rifle goes into generic slash shotgun. But yeah, some of the perks to give you increased base damage, like Fresh Havoc. You also got some other decent ones, like Fortress Salvo, giving 4 meters of punch through, or getting overshield from a slash kill from Fortified Bloodshed. So, low recommendation this week, but still, if you have nostalgia for the Soma Prime or Soma Normal, it's worth getting the upgrader for at least. Vasto Incarnon, rated pretty much middle of the road on my Incarnon tier list. This thing is extremely good for single target damage. Basically, get some headshots, and you get to go to Incarnon form, which lets you fan the hammer and do obscene damage. That being said, it is only obscene damage for one target. This thing is as single target as it comes. No built-in punch through, no explosions, no chaining, none of that stuff. Just a good old-fashioned fan the hammer, like 6-shooter pretty much. So hits really hard. I actually recommend you use the Vasto Normal on this thing, not the Vasto Prime, because the Vasto Normal has not only stronger ribbons, but also stronger Incarnon perks on this thing. It's quite noticeably higher damage than the Vasto Prime. If you want to use the Vasto Prime because it's gold and shiny, be my guest. It's still great. It's still one-shot level 10,000s, no problem. We got the Nami Solo Incarnon. This and the Burst will be the top 2 recommendations this week because they're the meta, basically. So as far as this one does, Nami Solo, it is a machete weapon. Once you get in 6x combo multiplier and do a heavy attack, you'll get extra 3 meters of range and some more increased stats. One of the reasons this thing is so good is because the crazy range you can accomplish while also having good enemy follow-through. If we look at the stats on here, which one is it? It is this one, Lone Blade. With melee weapon equipped, increase base follow-through by 60%. Follow-through is how much damage you deal, like what percentage of your damage you deal to every enemy you hit. So let's say you had 3 enemies in a row and you had low follow-through. The third enemy you hit in that swing will take like basically no damage compared to the first guy. So because of this, you're dealing nearly full damage to enemies in this gigantic line. So we got 3 meters extra range from here. A ribbon gives like another 3 meters of range. It can be crazy. If you throw a melee influence, you're talking about like 30 meter range with all this stuff stacked together because of influence giving 20 meter range on top of that. So really powerful long range melee. I'd recommend it for sure. But at the end of the day, I don't use it that much because melee is a little bit slower than like actual rocket launchers and stuff. So recommend it, but at the end of the day, for me personally, I don't really use it that much, even though I have a godly ribbon for it. And for the best weapon this week, the Burst Incarnon. This thing is top tier for sure. One of the best weapons on my Incarnon tier list. It is it's a burst rifle. It's called the Burst, and it makes sense. But once you get some headshots with this burst rifle, it becomes a full auto machine gun with some built-in fire damage and exploding bullets. It's funny too, it has so much fire and so much ammo, but it kills enemies with one bullet, so you just can basically main the Incarnon form. Unlike things like the Vasto, where it's got like 4 bursts in it once you go to Incarnon form, this thing right here, this thing is going to get like 400 bullets, like crazy like that. You can main the Incarnon form, so really good because of that, and also really, really good damage and proc potential. So best perks of this thing, the Absolute Valor. We got another great perk like Forceful Finality, increased base multi-shot in the final magazine. Also big damage increases on this thing. It doesn't look that crazy, but it really is. Really, really strong. Number 1 choice for sure. So as far as all the best ones this week, number 1, Burstin. Number 2, Nami Solo. If you already have one of those, number 3 would probably be like the Vasto or the Soma, with last place being the Akenbrunt, because nobody really uses it. So hopefully that was helpful to you guys. And yeah, reminder too, if you want to buy, let's say you don't want to wait 2 months to get the other ones, you can actually go buy those from Cavallero, as long as they're in rotation for the week. Alright, so the thing I want to talk about the Nightwave earlier is actually going to be my speculation for the Nightwave. Hopefully we're getting a new season soon. But before we get into that and talk about that, we got a Archon hunt with the the Wolf Archon, and it's going to be giving red Archon shards, mission types being Exterminate, Defense, and the Final Boss Showdown. But yeah, now we talk about that. I want to talk about the Nightwave. So we're on week, like, I think 15 for the Nightwave right now. And Nightwaves usually go for about 20 weeks, I've noticed. So I'm thinking we're going to be getting, in that September 26th dev stream, I think we'll be getting information on a new Nightwave, okay? So if you have not started your Nightwave at all and you want some of this stuff, it's not a 2-week warning. It's like a month and a half warning, I'd say. Start thinking about grinding out Nightwave if you want this stuff, because likely will be another 4 to 5 weeks of this Nightwave remaining. Just speculation, but, you know, I do this stuff a lot, so pretty decent prediction in my opinion. Alright, first challenge is going to be Beast Slayer, defeat the Aura Worm on Deviri. That's going to be about 15-20 minutes, however long that takes. You can do the normal Deviri if you wanted, but yeah, that's going to be your first Nightwave challenge, defeat the Aura Worm. Next, Friendly Fire. While hijacking a cruise ship, destroy 3 enemy fighters. So Railjack, steal the cruise ship, destroy. It's a very specific thing you have to do. It's not hard to do, at least. Just hijack a cruise ship, basically. Next, kill the Exploiter Orb. That one is the one that requires diluted Thermia. That's where Hildred is farmed from. Might want to just get like a carry for that one, honestly, because it's a little bit annoying to get unlocked in the first place. And then the last Elite Weekly is going to be the Path Less Traveled. Complete 5 different Steel Path missions. And for your permanent weeklies, you got kill 30 Eximus, complete 15 missions, and kill 500 generic enemies. For your cred offering store here, let's see what we got. So we got our evergreen stuff at the top. See if there's anything new or exciting on here. Looks like pretty standard stuff. There's a Temple helmet, but that's been like the 3rd or 4th time Temple's helmet's been here, so pretty stock standard stuff at the top, I'd say. We've got some augment mods. We got Deadly Maneuvers for the Magnus, Combat Reload for the Tigress. Still no Tigress Incarnon, sadly. And for aura mods, you got Deadeye, Pistol Scavenger, Shotgun Scavenger, Holster Amp, which is pretty good, and Dreamer's Bond. For your Mastery Fighter stuff, you got the Pangolin Sword normal, the Heat Sword normal, the Plasma Sword normal. With Prism Guard also being here, a pretty nice augment for Mirage. And that's going to be basically your weekly reset, guys. You got Tuesday, Caliban Prime Access, Thursday, New Resurgence, and oh, by the way, I forgot to mention too, the last double XP weekend for August will be starting this Thursday. So if you get Caliban Prime on like Wednesday or Thursday, you can level them up instantly with the double XP event. And yes, store-bought XP boosters stack for 4 times XP. So to DE, the weekend is from Thursday midday to Monday morning. So you got plenty of time to level this stuff up. So hope you guys have found it fun and helpful. I'll see you on stream and also farming Caliban Prime throughout the week. Hope you enjoyed the content, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.